Hi, Cam.
What's up, Mitch?
Morning, man. Oh, stuff.
That's what we're starting with? Stuff.
There's stuff going on today. We're going to do our annual Predicties today. I wanted to start off the show. Wisconsin has been dealt a blow this last week. Did you hear the news about Bob Uecker?
Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't normally a feeling show for us, but I have lots of feelings about this. I'll just say, I'm not one of these guys that's going to be able to get on the internet and give like a lot of big feelings about this and a lot of people pay attention to it. But at least I have this little show carved out in the corner of the internet that I can give some feelings for. And when I was growing up, we used to watch Brewer baseball. We used to listen to it on the radio. We used to be that family that watched it on TV but listened to the radio broadcast because you just loved Bob Uecker that much. He was that good at what he did. And of course, he passed away last Friday at the age of 90. But there's so many people in my generation in Wisconsin that Bob Uecker is the only one we've known for the last 50 plus years that's called Brewer games on the radio. And so
Was he still calling games last season?
he was. Yeah.
Wow.
He hasn't done a full schedule in a lot of years. He would do home
Okay.
games. He would come do home games. And he wouldn't even do all of the home games. But whenever you heard his voice at the opening of the broadcast, it
Yeah.
was special. And so now we won't have that anymore. And so that makes me sad. And I bought a blacked out Brewer cap in honor of Bob Uecker. So if anyone is watching and was wondering about that, that is what that's about. So I'm hoping
He
that they do.
also
I'm sorry, go ahead.
was in Major League, of course.
He was in Major League. My wife and I watched that on Sunday night
Nice.
just to look back. And
Just a bit outside.
so there's another part of that that's actually really neat. If you watch Major League, the ballpark that they play in, that's the old Milwaukee County Stadium.
Oh,
In
really?
Milwaukee. Yeah, I remember there being a casting call for extras for that show or for the movie. And so all of that stuff was filmed with people from all over Wisconsin who came in and just gave it their all to have fun and
To be Cleveland Indian fans.
Cleveland Indian fans of all things, but that's a fun fact about that movie. And of course, it brought back a lot of nostalgia for me because I haven't seen obviously Milwaukee County Stadium in a lot of years, and have been growing up going to probably 2 games a year down at Milwaukee County Stadium and having a lot of memories with. When we would go, my cousins, my grandma and grandpa would go with us. My mom and dad, aunts and uncles were there. And my grandma every year would every time we went would go up to the box and say, "Hey, I want our name up on the screen." You could kind of do that yet back there. I don't know if they still do that now, but she would go and get it was the Springborn family. It was my mom's side of the family. And you'd see, welcome Springborn family up on the screen, and it was just a special moment for all us kids to hey, we're somebody because our name was up there. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So they had I grew up in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, and they had a Fond du Lac night every year, and so that would be the night we'd go down and catch the game and have fun, and it was always a good time. So. And we miss Milwaukee County Stadium. I haven't had a chance to get to, well, it was Miller Park. Now it's AmFam Field, which it's like the worst name ever. Miller Park was such a fitting name for Milwaukee.
Yeah, well,
That
the
still
Chicago
bugs me.
White Sox is guaranteed rate field, so there's worse. Trust me.
Yeah.
You haven't been to Miller Park?
A couple times. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We haven't gone a lot, but I've been down there a couple times. I'm hoping to get to a game this year, but
I was gonna say I've been to a game there,
yeah.
and I don't even
So,
like baseball.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping that that this year we can get down there. I'd really like to see the Brewer organization really do something special on the first the opening game at the stadium this year. It's been batted around a little bit. I think that because the joke has always been that Bob Uecker wanted a first row seat because he was always stuck in the cheap seats. So the hope is right behind first or home plate.
Uh,
There'll be a bronze statue of him sitting right in the front row. So,
oh, nice.
but who knows if they'll do that or not? But I would just take a commemorative hat or that I'm sure they'll have patches on their jersey all year to commemorate Bob Uecker. So, but yeah, it was hard hearing the news last Friday, but he's 90 years old. He gave us a lot, so we can be excited about that. So,
Yeah, he was definitely an icon.
mhm. I would assume Chicago Cub fans felt the same way when Harry Carey passed. So just one of those like staple people that was
Yeah.
always there, and it hurts a little bit not having them there anymore. So
Yep.
all right, well, on to bigger and better things. We're going to go ahead and jump into our predictees for 2025, and I have no idea what to pick. So this should be fun.
Uh,
All right. I think we're going to just use the same format we did last year. I toyed around with doing like, well, what will they announce in the spring? What will they announce at WWDC? What will they announce at the fall event? Will they have any other fall announcements? Those sorts of things. I think that just really makes things so much more difficult.
yeah.
Ideally, if we had kind of a feel for how they were, what their cadence was going to be through the year, um, it would be a lot easier. And then we could say, hey, in the March, April area of the year,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to announce new MacBook Pros or something like that. So if we could judge that, then I think it would be a lot easier to do it in that kind of structure. And the payoff for that would be for us to be able to look at it throughout the year and say, hey, how did we do in the March, April picks? And kind of keep score throughout the year as the year goes. But I think it's just too hard to know how the year is going to get laid out and stuff like that. So I think we'll keep it a little bit easier and just go by product category. So I've got a couple of picks for the iPhone and iPad, a couple of picks for the Mac, some wearable picks, some wild card picks, and then of course our Buck wild card pick that's worth 2 points. So,
Yes.
all right, let me pull up the doc. I'm going to try something different and see how fast this updates for me. So, instead of looking over at my computer over here and trying to type with my head like this, I'm gonna try and enter them in on my laptop in front of me and let them pop up on the screen. So let me real quick. Kick the screen sharing up here so that we can all see it. I am not giving you this feed, but all the folks online are seeing this. So. All right. Well, let's kick off with our iPhone and iPad picks for today. Do you want to start?
Sure.
All right.
Oh man. All right. I'm nervous because I have enough picks to cover the entries and no extras. So if Mitch steals one of mine, I'm gonna have to panic a little bit. All right. Up first, I'm gonna say that a new Magic Keyboard for one of the iPads will be released.
All right. You putting that in the doc?
I'm trying to, yeah. Go outside.
Let's see. There we go. There it updates.
New Magic Keyboards for iPad will be released.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna put for an iPad. Cover my bases.
All right. And trying to remember if we got new iPad Airs last year. I'm gonna throw in that we're gonna get a new iPad Air this year. I'll even increase the passion here and say it's gonna be a new iPad Air 13-inch because I'm
Increase the passion. Okay, Federico.
um part of why I'm looking at something like this is I'm looking at maybe buying something like this at some point. So I don't know if it'll be this year, but I might just go with a iPad 8 Pro as well, but we'll see. But the that 13-inch form factor is starting to woo me a little bit for doing Bible study and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff that I'm doing with my iPad mini right now where the screen real estate just isn't enough. So,
Hmm.
all right.
Interesting. All right. My second pick is the new iPhone SE will have the dynamic island.
Okay. Did you I just added in a line cuz oh wait. No, the something went wonky here. So, hold on. All right. The new iPhone SE has a dynamic island. That is a bold
Has the
pick.
dynamic island.
I think it's going to have a notch.
We shall see.
You know what? That's going to be my pick. I'm going right up against you. New iPhone SE. And there's some rumors that they're not going to call it the SE. That they're going to have a different name for it. It'll be like the iPhone
Well,
16e, I think is what the name that they're batting around for
we
it.
know what we're talking about. The cheap version.
Yeah.
The cheap budget friend more I shouldn't say budget friendly. More budget friendly. It's still pricey. Like $600 or whatever, but
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a comment here in the document that says that we are referencing the cheap iPhone. All right. That way, if the name comes up weird, then we got our bases covered here. All right, let's move on to the Mac. That exciting, huh?
well, I thought you were gonna go first since I went first with
I thought your
iPhone.
video froze for a second there.
Oh no. Sorry. I was just communicating poorly.
Yeah, you have a lot of sun on your face right now.
Yeah, and despite that, it is -8 degrees outside.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't
High
looked.
today is 0, folks. And I don't even live in Alaska. I live in Illinois.
Are we going to be warmer than you? I got a high of 3 today.
Yep, our high is 0.
Yeah, we're 10 below right now with feels like temperature of 26 below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mustache froze before I got down the stairs.
Oh, fun fact before we get to the next set of picks. Every year I have to do that thing on that really cold morning, you know, where you throw boiling water up into the air outside and watch it vaporize. So I was doing that yesterday morning, and my wife was laughing at me, of course, because I'm a child. But so I'm throwing it up in the air, and I got a little bit more than you really need to. And when that happens, like some of it will hit the ground. I'm not even joking. When it hit the ground, it froze instantly. Like it just shoop and just stopped. And I'd had a little patch of ice right there where it wasn't even wet for even a split second. It's almost like it just froze instantly when it hit the ground. So, yeah. For those of you who live in warm climates, that's what we get to deal with. That's what we get to have fun with. So, it's good stuff. All right. On to the Mac. So I think we are going to, let's say, I did not prepare for this whatsoever this year. I apologize. Thinking of something that would be halfway risky, but maybe not. What don't we have an M4 in yet? I'm going to say M4. Do we have an M4 MacBook Air yet?
I don't know.
Isn't this terrible? It's marketing at its best. We have no idea. All right, well, let's pull up apple.com here. Take a look. I'll apologize for those of you at home that are screaming at us saying, no, there's not a, because you know, and we don't. So,
And we're the idiots with the podcast, right?
yeah. We're normal guys doing a podcast. That's why I like to look at it. We're just normal guys.
No, it's the M3.
Is it the M3 right now? Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't been having problems with Safari lately, have you?
No.
Oh, my Safari is just not working. I'm almost thinking about making Chrome my default on my laptop because it's just straight up not working for me. So,
That's odd.
yeah. So, new M4 MacBook Air is introduced this year. So, all right, your first pick.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
One of my picks in the Mac section, I have about the Apple Display. Does that count, or do I need to move that to wildcard? Because I have a Mac pick and wildcard that I could swap out.
I think it's better in the wild card because I think this should be Mac or Mac OS. Like hardware or software pick.
Yeah, all right.
And I think the monitor doesn't quite. I mean, maybe you know what, you do you, man. Whatever you think works.
All right. So with those being swapped out, the Apple Mail app, as seen on the iPhone since iOS 18.2, that has all the fancy bells and whistles, will be on Mac OS this year. Does that make sense?
Okay. You missed capital T at the beginning of that, but because I know that'll bother you if we go back and look at that.
Sorry, the glare in my face is making it hard to see what I actually have.
Yeah, you look radiant on the video.
I'm glowing, darling. Yes.
Let's see. I should make like the most low-hanging fruit pick ever, that macOS is going to feature new features of Apple Intelligence. Or will it?
I don't know.
I should save my Apple Intelligence picks for wildcard. Sorry about your Lions, by the way. Man, I thought they would get further in, but
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, sorry. I wasn't gloating, by the way. I was rooting for him.
Yeah. Well, they choked.
Yeah. Well, if you saw the Packers play, that was rough. All right. I want to pick like a Mac OS name for the year, but I'm just drawing a blank as to what the name should be. Because honestly,
because you haven't
I was
gone on a pot fueled adventure like their crack marketing team does every year.
Well, I'm still kicking myself from last year that I never picked the name, and like the 2 years before that, I picked Mac OS Sequoia as the name, and then the year that they do it, I didn't pick it.
Well,
I'd given up on it.
You live and you learn, Mitch.
Yeah. Arg.
Mac OS Rancho Cucamonga.
It's funny because
San Luis Obispo.
Basic Apple Guy has actually made wallpapers for Mac OS Rancho Cucamonga.
Mac OS Anaheim.
Well,
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
know anything about Sky High in California, but I've heard the name before, and I think that would be a fun name for um, macOS Sky High. And it totally plays into the drug induced
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. So I'm sure that if it gets used, it'll be as a joke, right?
Yeah.
Well, we thought about doing Sky High, but after we came back to our thing, we decided on macOS San Diego. Cue all the Ron Burgundy memes. What's your pick? Sky High.
macOS Sky High is announced.
Oh my God.
So I'm just gonna say this, that is announced doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the official name, but it will be mentioned.
You should say is mentioned then.
I did put mentioned first, and then I switched it to announced because I like I just like the phraseology a little bit better. So
Okay,
I'm just
I'll
leaving
take
it.
this point.
Yeah.
All right, so my pick. Can I get a drum roll, please? Before we went on the air, Mitch said this was the year of the anti-pick, and I think he's correct.
Yeah.
Because this says my pick is the MacBook Air with OLED display does not ship in 2025. And hold on, I'm gonna. Oh gosh, I was hurting myself with how bright it was.
You look normal now. You were glowing before.
It
It's
was
like
only gonna get worse too because
you had a face made of gold.
this window faces the south, and so the sun is moving. So I was only gonna get worse as the show went on.
I keep my radiance behind
no
me.
OLED MacBook Air this year. What'd you say?
I said I keep my radiance behind me. My window faces the east. You're looking east northeast out my window from your vantage point there.
Gotcha.
All right.
So you're facing south. I'm facing southwest. Towards the warm part of the country.
All right. There will be no new Apple Vision Pro hardware this year.
Yeah,
it's my first wearables pick. So, all right.
All right.
Your turn, Monsieur Happy Man.
All right, so I'm gonna go with a watch pick, and that's the Apple Watch SE gets updated, which I don't think has happened in a year or two, if not longer. So that's my thought process.
All right. All right. There will be a. Whoops. Let's get the caps lock off.
Yelling, folks.
I don't believe. I'm not buying into this that
There's
much.
There's gotta be a new iPhone, guys.
There's gonna be a new one. Sorry. There is. Okay. Let's change the verbiage of there. That. Okay. Apple Watch Ultra 3 will be announced.
You think they're going? Oh, all right.
I think that well, they skipped last year. They just added a new color, so I think they need to do something new this year. So
you think they're going to call it a 3?
Well, 3 Series 3, something like that. It's the Apple Watch Ultra 2 right now, so I think they'll just call it the third one.
Yeah. There you go. I didn't realize they called it 2 since they pretty much just changed the color. All right.
Well, no, there is an Apple Watch Ultra 2, and then they came out with the black Apple Watch Ultra 2 the following year.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
Okay.
there's been 3 years. Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right. Well, shows you what I know.
and I still don't have
Don't know
one.
why I'm talking about it on the internet then. AirPods Max 2 ship in 2025. What do you think about that, Mitch?
I don't think you're going to get a point on that, and here's why: because they just updated it with the USB-C port last year. So I'm not confident they're going to come out with a new one this year.
All right, we shall see.
All right,
Wild card picks.
wild card picks indeed.
This is where things get interesting, folks. Buckle up.
Hmm.
Oh no, I just realized you stole one of my wild card picks already.
Uh,
Oh no! Panic is setting in.
There we go. I had to get an orange pick in there for this year. So there will be at least one new Apple product that is available in orange.
Oh, you're consistent, Mitch. I'll give you that.
Hey, you know what? I always have to have one, at least one.
Okay, you got to stay on brand, you know? All right, my first wild card pick is that the Apple Studio Display 2 is announced for an obscene amount of money.
All right. And I don't think I can scroll this up any further. And perhaps if I add some carriages at the bottom. Okay, that isn't working. Never mind. I'll just have to duck my head out of the way. So, all right. I'm really thinking about going uh, non-tech related. This is making for glorious broadcasting. I know. At least it's video, so you can see me contemplating. You can see the smoke coming out of my ears.
Dance, monkey, dance.
I'm gonna say. All right, so I'm gonna say the Milwaukee Brewers will make the playoffs, but not the World Series.
All right. Interesting. I'm going to stick with Apple stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to say that the Apple's default camera app is getting a redesign. And the rumors are it's being influenced by Vision Pro's design language. But I'm just going to say it's getting a redesign, which I don't think has happened in ever. They've added like different, time lapse or pano or, slow mo and stuff, but it hasn't been redesigned in forever. So we'll see. He's thinking so hard.
I am thinking so hard. All right. Um All right, this is a bold one, and I'm probably not going to get it, but I'm going to say Tim Cook steps down as CEO from Apple.
What?
I don't know if there's any reason to believe this is going to happen, but I'm really looking at trying to give you the annual predictees apparently for next year.
Well, wait till
I've won enough. I can take some risks.
Oh, please! Wow.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna move that one into the Buck wild card pick. I've got a better pick for this.
Okay.
If
Well
if
then,
you if you will allow.
sure, that's fine. My last wildcard pick was going to be MacBook Air update includes the M4 chip, and then I realized that you already picked that, so I can't. So I'm gonna say, oh, wait, you finish yours. Apple will announce the thinnest iPhone ever.
There
Yeah,
we go.
okay, that's a guaranteed point.
Yeah, I think that's just
Well chosen.
pretty likely.
So I'm gonna say my last wildcard pick is the iPad Air update includes an M3 chip, which feels like a stretch.
You don't think they'll do an M4?
In the iPad Air, no.
Okay, in the iPad Air, I can see it.
All right, so then your Tim Cook steps down as CEO from Apple's your Buck Wild pick. My Buck Wild pick is that Mitch loses. No, that's not. Because if that came down to a tie, I wouldn't get that point.
Right.
And we're pretty good at tying at these. All right, so my Buck Wild card pick is that the iPhone 17 and 17 Pro will have 48 megapixel resolution on all the cameras.
All right.
And I'm going to change it from 3 to all the cameras just to cover my bases in case they go crazy and either remove cameras or add cameras.
Okay. Did you want to decide on a tiebreaker? This is something that they do on the upgrade for the upgrade like keynote drafts. They'll pick a tiebreaker, and then if they tie, then it comes into play. But if they don't tie, then it's not graded.
What do you want? What should the tiebreaker be?
That is an excellent question.
Over under time on WCW. I almost said WWE. WWDC runtime. What color shirt does Tim Cook wear at WWDC? Who has more gray in their beard by the end of 2025?
I'm trying to think of something that's halfway easy to score. But hey, here's
the
a good
number
one.
of different the number of unique presenters at WWDC.
So I'm going to. So we need to decide who's going to pick the number, and who's going to choose over and under.
Okay, of what?
What the temperature is on the day that we grade the predictees next year.
And we do that in December.
Well, not necessarily, because we're doing it in January. Well, we could do it in December or like the beginning of January.
Well, I mean,
but
we did the 2024 grading at the end of December, didn't we? Or was that early January? That was 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah, so it was early January.
It was. I think it was like the first. Actually, didn't we do it on the 1st of January? Or maybe it was the 31st. I know it was like right around right around the end of the year.
Whenever the last episode came.
Okay.
That's what. Okay, great. Do you want to pick the number or do you want to pick over or under?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we should flip a coin.
Okay. I don't have a coin to flip.
All right. Let me.
Should we have Siri do it?
Well, you can have Siri do it. I think Siri will do it. I have.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and have Siri
Right,
flip.
You're gonna
a coin.
call it before I do it, though.
All right, I will call tails.
Flip a coin. Can you see that? It says it's tails.
Tails. All right, excellent. So does that mean I
Yeah.
pick or or can I choose? Pick or
You
defer?
won, so yeah, you can choose.
All
You
right,
can
well, I'm going to
choose.
defer to you. What's the temperature of the day that we grade the predictees?
Like the high?
Yeah. Yeah, the high temp well, yeah, the high temperature on the day that we grade.
Where?
According
My
to
location or your location?
Oh, that's a good one. Hmm.
Because the chances are it's going to be pretty close, but
Yeah, let's go with my location in because we're going to have to agree on what the weather service we go through to. Let's say
this is
um,
getting so bloated.
the high on the day of grading using carrot weather and apple weather as the source.
Okay. I will say. So I get to pick the number,
You get to pick the number.
and then if you pick over, I get under. Right?
Right.
Okay. I will say 17 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, you made it hard. I was hoping you'd go lower than that.
I'm a tricksy boy.
It all depends on the day that we do it too. I'm gonna take the over on it. I was gonna take the over either way, I think, so I'll take the over. So you said
Oh,
7.
and technically it should be like 17.5, right?
If you want 17.5, I'll put 17.5 in there. Oops. What are you doing, man?
You're taking the over, right?
Yeah, you just fix it. I put in the over already. I almost hope this ends up having to be graded because this is kind of fun. All right.
And you need to put where you live or Mitch's.
Oh, and
You don't have to put the actual name of the town you live in so people don't know, but just say Mitch's house or something.
okay,
That is the most
close enough.
it is the most specific description of a tiebreaker.
Well, it's going to be a
Oh,
year
man.
from now, so we have to remember.
I know. I appreciate it. It's just hysterical to me.
Yeah.
It's like a paragraph.
All right. Well, those are our annual predictees. I think you got a good shot at this one. Oh, I have no
Shall see.
confidence. So anyway, this should be fun. All right. Anything else we wanted to talk about today? Did you get a chance to watch Silo yet?
No.
Okay.
I haven't yet.
Now the season finale was this last week, so same day as they released the season premiere of Severance.
Yeah, I thought that was
season
pretty
2.
smart of them
Yeah.
to do it that way. That way, people can less chance of people falling off. I suppose.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I liked them both. And I think Severance is going to be interesting. Now, remind me, are you the person I talked to that has never seen Severance? Or did you see
Correct.
Severance? Okay.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
It's worth a watch. It starts slow. There's a lot of questions. It answers questions, it asks more questions, and it climaxes really well at the end to the point where you're like, there's like this, there's like,
I'm
you're holding,
sorry.
I'm just saying, that last episode, you're like holding your breath right at the end of the episode, and it just drops you. And
Oh my gosh.
it's so genius how they do the season of the first season of Severance. So
All right. Sorry, I giggled like a child.
you like laughing at me, I get it. All right.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll have to get caught up on those. I loved the first season of Silo. I thought it was really good.
Hmm. There's, I think I've mentioned this episode has a little bit of a Battlestar Galactica feel. There's there's some stuff that happens that, well, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a at least a half a season of Battlestar Galactica that has similar themes. So it's good.
Well, Battlestar Galactica is one of my favorite shows of all time, so
Hmm.
that's a good thing. Then.
Yeah. No, this season was really good.
Are you talking about like the half the season where they're on New Caprica and
No.
what's his? Oh, okay.
No.
That was pretty desolate.
But anyway,
Yeah, I guess I'll just have to watch.
yeah, I don't want to ruin it for you, so I'm not going to give you much. But, and I thought that it sounds like viewership was really down for the Star Wars Skeleton Crew, but I thought it was one of the better shows that they've made. I enjoyed it.
Is it season over already?
Yeah, season's over. It was 8 episodes, I think, if my memory serves.
Yeah, I haven't watched
But-
that one yet either.
Mhm.
But now that football's over,
Yeah.
wah, wah, I'll need something else to entertain me.
Yeah, Jude Law's character in that is complicated, which is interesting. Yeah. So I like that part of it. I think the kids were awesome in the show. There's the 4 kids that are on this adventure. Obviously, it is this premise itself is kind of silly, but you can see where he gets that Amblin Entertainment, E.T., Goonies kind of feel to it. But it's so Star Wars. So it's actually really delightful the way they do it. There's a little bit of a callback to the High Republic, which is really, really neat. There's just some really good stuff in it that I enjoyed. And yeah. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. There's some questions that I
My
have
dad
too
said he
about
really
it.
liked it.
Yeah, but I thought it was very enjoyable. Apparently the thing is that their viewership was really low on this one after Acolyte. And I feel bad because I feel like it kind of got like Acolyte kind of ruined the momentum that the Star Wars shows had. But Skeleton Crew is just one of those that just kind of lives out on its own. You don't see characters, you don't see any of the major characters in this show. It's just its own show, and I think that that's what really makes it work. So it's fun. Yeah. All right, so let's get down to what's delighting us today. What's delighting you today, Cam?
That's a good question. I usually play guitar at church twice a month. But because of the holidays and just scheduling stuff, I haven't played in like 5 or 6 weeks, and I get to play this week, and that means we practice on Thursday nights, and then both services Sunday morning, and I'm excited. It's gonna be fun, and I get to play with a lot of talented people, and I always like to think, man, if I'm the worst guy in the band, we're gonna sound real good. And obviously it's more than but just about sounding good, but it's something that I enjoy, and something that when I don't get to do it, I miss it. So I'm looking forward to rehearsal and to Sunday morning, and playing music with great people and serving the church in that way. So I think this week that's kind of what I'm looking forward to the most.
Excellent.
What about you?
So I had one answer, and I came up with a second answer as you were talking. So I'll just mention the one thing first. We're a month away from spring training, so I'm getting jazzed for Brewers baseball again. So that's February
Spring training
20th.
starts in February.
Yep, February 20th.
Jeez, it's a month before spring even starts, man.
Yep, yep, that's all right because they're in Arizona and it's warm down there. But I think something we've talked a little bit off the air. I don't think we talked on the show at all about this. But I stepped down from the AV director position that I was doing at the church, and it has afforded me some things that I haven't been able to do for the last 16 years that I've been sitting back in the sound booth running all the stuff in the sound booth, whether it's running the soundboard, doing the live stream, whatever I was doing. So I actually get to sit in the congregation, participate in the service, worship. I get to meet people and talk to people because I didn't really get to do that when I was in the sound booth because we were in the booth prior to the service. We were in the booth after the service. And so there wasn't a whole lot of mingling going on. By the time I got done with the stuff that I needed to get done in the sound booth, a lot of people were gone already. So, and even my wife, who is fairly introverted, knew a lot more people at the church than I did. So it's been just really refreshing to be able to go into church with no expectations and just be able to go in and just, meet some people, worship during the worship segment of the service, participate in the preaching, which not actually preach, that's not what I'm saying, but be able to listen without having to think, oh, he just walked out of the camera shot, so now I got to move the camera, or I got to do this, and it's participating in a different way, but not in a way of like listening and being able to take notes and participate in that respect. So it's been good. My pastor reached out to me yesterday about becoming or working with the bus ministry for the church, and I said no. I says I'm really enjoying this right now, and I need this right now, so this is what I'm doing for the foreseeable future. And he was very respectful about it. And I shared with him that this has been really good for me, and so he's encouraged by it. So yeah.
Nice.
So that is what's delighting me today.
Very good.
I get to just be a parishioner. All right.
It sounded very Catholic of you, Mitch.
It did a little bit. I realized that after I said it, but you get my meaning.
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it's been fun, Cam. I think we ought to let the folks go if they haven't left already. There's not really much to outro with outside of, if you are looking for me on the internet, you can still go to mitchcraig.online. My website is no longer there, but you can, that'll basically, it directs you to my YouTube page. So you can check out some of the stuff that I'm doing there, which isn't a lot, but it's something. And Cam, where can they find you?
CamBrennan.com. Again, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
Not a lot of it's new, but it's there.
He updates it once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's, and that has links to, other stuff that I do as well. If you're so inclined, which if you are, that's fabulous. And if not, that's okay too.
So one of the struggles that I'm having right now actually is now that I don't have a website, what do I do? Where do I go when I want to share something? And I even pulled up X the other day just to look and see, wow, the old Twitter X is just a hellscape. I hate it. I was looking at Mastodon. I've got an account on Mastodon. I've got an account on Blue Sky, on Instagram. Like, I'm not really sure what to do, so.
Get a Tumblr.
Tumblr. Yeah. I have a Tumblr actually. Unless they've closed it because of inactivity, but just looking for where should my little corner of the internet be. So
Uh-huh.
not sure yet.
Yeah. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll let you go. Cam, it's been fun.
It has.
And y'all have a wonderful week.
I look forward to winning the annual Predicties.
Yep, and I think you got a good shot at it.
We'll see.
All right, later.
Adios.